Hey everybody, how are you today? So I just wanted to give you guys some help. I know some kids are really struggling with their writing assignments since you've got the rough draft due tomorrow. So remember, what you're writing about is Andrew Carnegie. And the question is he a robber baron or is he a hero? And remember, earlier this week we talked about the traits of a hero, so someone who has integrity, they have honesty, they have courage perhaps, or concern for others. Many of you did not identify as like financial success as one of those characteristics. So you need to think in your mind what it means to be a hero compared to what it means to be a robber baron. So we're talking about someone who's using shady, selfish business practices so that they can continue to get rich. So you read the primary source documents. You should have turned those in on Monday and Tuesday. I'm grading them right now, where you had to kind of analyze each document using that SOAPs method, trying to figure out who the author was. Were they trying to persuade someone? Was there bias? Like, what was happening there? And those primary sources, I think there was one secondary source because it was written more recently. And they were, shedding some light on kind of your opinion on whether Carnegie should be classified as a robber baron or a hero. So yesterday in class, and if you attended the Google Meet yesterday, I kind of went through and I said, okay, on each document, what does it show us? Does it show that they're a robber baron? Or does it show that they're a hero? So to go through, like document A. Document A is a picture of two houses. And it's got like the garage, the attic, where he lived in when he grew up in Scotland. And then it's got like this big, huge mansion that he bought, I think for like $10 million or something. And that he was vacationing in when he went to Scotland. And we said that this document definitely shows him as a robber baron because he could have used that money to pay his employees more, but he used it on himself. Now, document B was written by Carnegie himself, and he said that the man who dies, with money dies disgraced. So this is really kind of showing he has more of hero qualities, okay, with document B. Document C was a list of all of his philanthropy, of all of his charitable work. So this, yet again, shows him to be a hero. I see looks really weird, almost like an E. Okay? Now, document D is a political cartoon, and on one side of it, you've got Carnegie giving out money to the people, okay, like just throwing it out to charities. But the other side of the cartoon shows Carnegie who refused to give his employees a raise. His employees eventually go on strike in Homestead, Pennsylvania, because they're required to work 72 hours a week. So, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. They make a little over $1 a day. And it's a very low amount of money considering the work is boring, yet kind of dangerous at times. They try to organize and have this union. They go on strike. The strike gets violent. The police get called. Many of them get fired. People get injured. And they get blacklisted, meaning he puts them on a list so no one else will hire them in the future. So this definitely portrays him as a robber baron, someone who is focused on his own wealth here in document D. Now, document E is the hardest document to understand. Document E, for the most part, goes under the robber baron category. The beginning of document E does give some support to the hero claim. The beginning of document E, he basically says Andrew Carnegie is a hero in a sense because he gives money to the poor. But most of that document talks about how the entire system is messed up. And we shouldn't have this capitalist system where there's a few people who are rich and the vast majority are poor. So it pretty much talks about how Carnegie is a robber baron and the whole system is a robber baron. Now, you can pick either perspective to write on. So remember, you're writing in the introduction paragraph, you need to have a thesis, okay? It's your claim statement. So you're going to be saying that he was a robber baron or he was a hero, and then you need to have 3 reasons, which are tied into these documents, okay? Don't forget, you can also use the background essay to give you some more support. A lot of kids tend to use the background essay, especially if they're doing the hero point of view, but there's also great quotes in there for the robber baron point of view. You also might want to use the background essay as a quote to start your paper because you're not telling me, do you want to learn about? No, you can't use you or I or me or we in your writing. Now, to give you even further support, I'm going to hit pause for a second and I'm going to move my board over. Okay, so I moved my board over a little bit. So remember, when you're writing your thesis statement, it's just one line, one sentence. So it's either Andrew Carnegie was a robber baron or hero because, and then you've got your 3 reasons. Now, I hope you add some more stuff to that to make it sound more sophisticated and to make it sound better. But that's it in a nutshell. If you're looking for kind of something to help you, and remember, you need to fill in the thesis outline for the rough draft for tomorrow. So you're filling in the thesis outline boxes, you're writing the 2 paragraphs, someone will revise it in class on Thursday and Friday. If you're remote, you're going to have someone revise it as well, okay, before the final copy is due next week. Now, I know some kids were still struggling with coming up with, okay, well, now that I know kind of which documents support the robber baron or the hero claim, what kind of reasons could I come up with? I don't want you to use my exact reasons, but you could come up with reasons that are similar to mine. So, for example, if you were doing the hero one, you could say something like, well, Andrew Carnegie is a hero because he is a titan of industry. You know, he does become the richest man in the world. He does create this successful business, which improves our economy and it creates jobs. And you are a hero in a sense if you are providing someone with employment. Otherwise, they wouldn't have a job. They wouldn't have any money. And obviously his shareholders, people who own stock in the company, think he's a hero because he creates profits for them. He creates money. You could also say that he donates money to charities. I think that one is pretty obvious. They talk about that in document C. They talk about his wealth more in the background essay. In document B, that's the one written by him. He kind of talks about how, you know, if a man dies with money, it's a disgrace. So this is really supporting kind of the gospel of wealth mentality, which definitely is kind of a negative, and it does kind of justify basically why it's okay to be rich, and you know, it says it's all part of God's plan. But Carnegie took it as basically as a calling and said, okay, it's not just that God gave me this money, it's what I'm going to do with it, and I'm going to use it to help the poor and to improve America. So he talks about that in document B. So you can kind of turn that into a reason. There are more reasons for robber baron that I came up with off the top of my head, like the fact that, you know, in document A, he did live this lavish lifestyle that you can see with that huge house in Scotland. Or document E, they talk a lot about in that document about how capitalism is messed up. It's so focused on private property and profit that you have a few who are rich, but most who are poor. And the system itself is bad. And it shouldn't be that you have to rely upon, you know, charity to help the poor. We need to change the system. You could talk about how he doesn't pay his employees any money. They show that in document D, right, in that political cartoon. He's not paying them a lot. Or, you know, you could talk something about how, you know, he's clearly like the king of the steel industry, using vertical integration, taking over other companies, kind of being a ruthless businessman just so he can get rich. So I tried, and that's in the background essay, and they talk about that. So I was trying to come up with some potential reasons for you, but you need to have 3 reasons, which, you know, you potentially could write a whole paragraph about. You're only going to have to write 1 of these paragraphs for your body paragraph, so you'll just be writing about 1. But, you know, in reality, you need to be thinking about what you're picking. Okay, guys, so rough drafts due tomorrow. Have a great day. Hope this helps. Later.